Hello and welcome to the finale of Johnny Talks. The last episode is going to be not controversial, but I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to be embarrassed. I'm not going to be ashamed. I don't care. So the title of the finale for Johnny Talks is I am proud to believe in God. Satan is a little bitch. God created this beautiful universe in which we live in. God created amazing human beings. God created love. And Satan is nothing more than a little bitch. Satan, or Lucifer, was one of God's angels, one of his right hand men. But Lucifer, Satan, he didn't want to share, he didn't like humans. Okay, he didn't like humans. He didn't like the fact that God created humanity in the liking of God. So Satan didn't like humans. He didn't like. He also didn't like the fact that humans had free will. He didn't like that God gave humanity free will. So basically, Satan didn't like humans. He didn't like the creation of humans. He didn't like that they were created, that humans were created in the likeness of God. And Satan didn't like that humanity had free will. So he got angry. He didn't like that. And he got these little buddies together. He got fellow angels together. And they tried to rebel against God. So Lucifer, aka Satan, I'm just going to call him Satan from now on because I put Satan in the title of my body. So Satan and his angel buddies came together and tried to rebel against God, but they failed. And Satan and his buddies were expelled from heaven. And they became known as falling angels. So Satan is a falling angel, and he hates humanity, absolutely hates humanity. And newsflash, Satan is not found in hell. Satan is found on earth. Satan is right here. And just as God represents beauty and love, Satan represents evil and just everything that is absolutely repulsive. So Satan is repulsive and evil. So you look at every evil in this world, everything that repulses you in this world is down to Satan, because Satan lives here on planet Earth, and he's been living here ever since he was expelled from heaven when he tried to rebel against God. I believe in that, and I am proud to believe in that. You see, we live in a world where so many people are turning away from God, turning away from religion, turning away from faith, turning away from churches. And people are almost embarrassed now to say that they believe in a God, because people are being bullied because they believe in a God. They're being laughed at because they believe in a God. Try to bully me. Laugh into my face. I don't care what you do. I am live on YouTube telling the world that I am proud to believe in a God. I have nothing whatsoever against atheists. At least normal, intelligent, logical atheists, that is. I do, however, have a lot against activist atheists. But I have no issue with atheists. Normal atheists. Okay? But like, in a world where so many people don't believe in a God and just laugh at you for believing in a God, well, I thought I'd make this video to tell everybody that I am proud to believe in a God. Okay, everyone has the right to believe in what they want to. If you don't want to believe in God, you have the right to. If you do believe in a God, you also have that right. And be proud of it. Something that I want to talk about now is, why do we blame God for everything? Or not so much that we blame God, but have you ever heard someone saying, why would God allow this? Why would you allow it? Why do you walk right past a homeless man on the street? Why do you put a gun to an innocent person's head and blow their brains out? Why do you go to war with a country that you have no business being in? Why? Why do you allow that? I'll be asking why God is allowing it to happen. Why are you allowing it to happen? God is not responsible for the wrongdoings of this world. You are. We all are. We as humanity, we are responsible for the wrongdoings of this world. It is not God who is responsible. And you can easily say all you want is sitting back and allowing this to happen. But you need to realize that we're the ones who are allowing it to happen. We're the ones starting wars, killing people, bringing so much evil to this world. But I also want to talk about something interesting now as well. How come nobody is talking about Satan? Why does Satan get a free pass on all of this? Why are we always talking about how God is responsible for everything that goes wrong and how he's allowing it to happen? How come nobody is talking about the other side, Satan? Satan represents evil. Satan is repulsive. So why not blame Satan the next time you hear on the news that a father has killed his child? Why not blame Satan? And I actually want to piss a few people off, because I know there are a lot of people out there who disguise themselves as atheists, but in reality are Satanists. There are a lot of people out there who worship Satan. I don't want to speak directly to all of you. Satan doesn't give a sweet flying shit about you. He doesn't give a fuck about you. You said God doesn't care about you. Satan does not give it. Satan hates you. Satan hates humanity. You may think you can sell your soul to the devil, to Satan, to get all the riches in the world. But as I pointed out in one of my videos in Johnny Talks, money ain't going to buy you a personality. Money ain't going to buy you happiness. All of that money will fade away to nothing. Just like your flesh and bone will fade away to nothing. The reality is, Satan does not care about you. Satan hates you. He hates your guts. And he's nothing more than a little bitch who failed to rebel against God, got thrown out of heaven, and is just a little angry child. I hate human. I hate human. And since the dawn of time has been bringing so much evil to this world, trying to bring down this world, trying to bring down humanity. So that's all Satan is, nothing more than a little bitch who doesn't care about you. Light always defeats darkness. Love always defeats hate. Every single time since the dawn of time. I am proud to believe in God and what He represents. Love. Pure and simple. I could give you a complex description of what God represents, but to me, God represents love. What I took there as well on top of it though is just beauty as well. You look at the beauty of the world, you know, beautiful landscapes of this world, just beautiful personalities, you know, people with beautiful personalities. You know, somebody was kind, caring, compassionate. That is what God represents. And it's about surrendering yourself. I don't want to sound too deep when I say that, but it's about realizing that you are not greater than this world. You do not have the answers to all of the questions of this world. You're flesh and bone. The earth is far more complex than you could ever possibly understand. So God, it's about realizing that there is a greater power. There is a greater power than you, than your country, than your continent, than your world, and than everything that happens in it. No, God represents that greater power. And Satan represents everything that is repulsive and evil in this world. You know, it's a yin-yang. You can't have light without dark. You can't have love without hate. You can't have good without evil. You can't have God without Satan. So everything that God represents, Satan is pretty much the opposite. But anyway, I was going to go back to the point of the video. Like, I am proud, absolutely proud to believe in God. And I'm not going to be ashamed of my beliefs. I will never be ashamed of my beliefs. Now, I want to talk a little bit about what God, like what I know I said what God represents, but in terms of how I suppose, how can I say it? Like, what is my definition of faith? Well, I don't go to church. I don't go to any church. I don't go to a Christian church. I don't go to a Catholic church. I don't go to, sorry, when I say Christian, I mean born again Christians. I don't go to a born again Christian church. I don't go to a Catholic church. I don't go to a Protestant church. I don't go to any church. I don't go to any religion. But I still believe in God. And I still live my life through what God represents. And I think at the very basic level, again, God represents love. If you live your life through love, if you love what you do, and you love the people around you, and you love the world around you, and you just bring a little bit of love into the world, you know, in terms of the decisions you make in your life, I believe that is living your life through God. And I think God itself represents love. Okay? But I don't believe that going to a church will decide whether I believe in a God or not. Because a church is nothing more than a building. It's wood, it's concrete, it's just a bit of blocks, it's structure, it's materialistic. I also don't read the Bible, but I still believe in a God. The Bible is a book. It's paper. It's words. It will not determine whether or not I believe in God. And I'm not part of any religion, because I'm completely against religious institutions. Look no further than the Catholic Church and you will see the amount of corruption within that church. Whether it's paedophilia, whether it's the sickening amount of money that they have in the Vatican. I mean, we have homelessness across the entire world, yet the Vatican is one of the richest cities in the world. There are a number of local churches in where I live, in Ireland, in Cork, and they're looking for funding to fix their church. There could be a roof, there could be a leak in the roof or whatever else. And again, the Vatican is one of the richest cities in the world, and yet they're looking for funding. So I'm not part of any religious institution, because I'm actually against religious institutions. I believe that you can believe in a God without being part of any religion, and without practicing it. You don't need to go to a church, which is a building. You don't need to read the Bible, which is a book. You know, you don't need to be part of any religious, institution to believe in a God. I know a lot of people who go to church, who read the Bible, who are practicing Catholics, and they treat the person next to them like a bit of shit. No, I'm not saying I'm an angel, but I like to treat people with respect. Even people who don't deserve it. And I do that. And I can call that foolish or whatever else, but I actually give a lot of respect to people who don't even deserve it. Because I believe that life is too short to live your life through hate. I'm not saying that I don't hate. I mean, look, listen, I'm not saying that I'm not perfect. Perfect doesn't exist, okay? I'm just saying that I do my best to live my life, through love, which is what God represents. But look, the whole point of this video really is to make a loud statement to everybody watching, to the entire world, that I am proud to believe in God. I don't care what you have to say about that. Quite simply, I don't care. It does not concern me. Most of the time I would ask you, how do you feel about that? I don't care how you feel about that, quite simply. That is up to you how you feel. It's your problem. It is quite simply your problem how you feel about me believing in a God. Okay, so this video is a little bit different to my other Johnny Talks videos. I'm not looking for feedback, quite simply. I'm not looking for feedback. Other than the fact that if you believe in God, be proud of it. Let me know if you're proud to believe in a God. Other than that, I don't really care how you feel, because we live in a world where it's almost like you're almost a minority. You're almost subjected to abuse if you believe in God. So that's why I'm making this video, to actually say proudly that I do believe in a God. And as far as Satan is concerned, because if you believe in a God, you have to believe in Satan, not just believe in the one. I believe Satan is nothing more than a fucking teenage, fucking angry. He's an angry teenager is what he is. His father, which would be God, basically gave out to him, and he got angry and tried to rebel against his father. Didn't work out. Got told to pack his bags, and now he's going through fucking the world like some kind of fucking angry god. Basically, that's who Satan is. And there's a lot of people, all of you out there, worshipping him, selling your soul to him, thinking you're going to get every fucking thing in the world. Yeah, you might get everything in the world, but he's still going to hate your fucking guts. He's still going to hate your fucking guts, like. He hates humanity. You will die. At the end of the day. Now, look, this thing about heaven and hell, look, I'm quite unique when it comes to God, but I still do believe in God, but I'm quite unique. I don't know. Like, I think the definition of heaven and hell are not found in a book called the Bible. Okay, I think heaven and hell are not what we think it is. I really believe in that. I really believe that heaven and hell is not what we think. I don't think it's as black and white as it's made out to be in the Bible. I don't think hell is a burning place where you suffer for eternity. I don't think heaven is this place up in the clouds with big gold gates and everyone lives happily ever after. I just think it's far more complex than that. I don't think we quite fully understand the definition of heaven and hell. But I just want to speak to the people out there who may be like me, who believe in a God, but they might feel embarrassed to admit in today's world that they believe in a God. Well, I want to say this. Be who you are, as I pointed out in one of my videos. Be who you are. Don't care about how people feel about you. Be proud of the fact. Be proud of that fact. You know, there's so much evil in this world. If you can bring a bit of goodness and a bit of love into the world, that's a good thing. Keep doing that. Because believe it or not, there are people out there who actually are Satanists. Satanists are real people, and they can say what they want about their religion, but at the end of the day, they're worshipping, you know, evil. At the end of the day, you can't have good without evil. It's as simple as that. Okay? I don't care who I offend in this video. I don't care what people say to me. I really don't care. I got things I care about, and this isn't one of them. Okay? This isn't one of them. I actually care about little things, but things like this, they don't bother me. I don't care what you think. I care who you are. I don't care what you think. I believe in a God, and I'm proud of it. Satan is just nothing more than a little bitch. Okay, he didn't want to. He didn't want humans to have free will, and he didn't want them to be created like us. What else can I say? What else can I say? It's a personal video, really. It's a personal video. I want to get about, you know, why would God allow children to have bone cancer? Well, maybe the large pharmaceutical companies who have a cure to cancer, who won't sell the cure to cancer because they know that they won't make any money if everyone is cured of cancer, maybe they're the ones who shouldn't be allowing that to happen. Huh? Or, you know, the children who get blown up on a daily basis in wars, well, then maybe we shouldn't go to war with those countries then. That's what I say. That's my response to people who say, why would God allow this to happen? Why are we allowing it to happen? Why are we allowing it to happen? And why are we giving Satan a free pass? Fight. Look, it's a strange video. It's a strange video. It's not quite like any other video I've made. But I just think that we need to be strong-willed. We need to have a strong soul, and we need to turn around. And if you believe in a God, you need to be proud of that. You need to say that. And you need to stand up and say it. And whatever anybody wants to say. In Ireland, one of the biggest things that's thrown at you if you believe in a God, one of the biggest things, apart from the fact that they say it's nothing more than a fairy tale, and if they think Big Brother is real, I think X Factor is real, but someone says God is real. Oh, it's just fiction, it's fantasy. But in here to talk about Big Brother, certainly in here to talk about the X Factor. I'm just saying, yeah, it's a different type of video, but it's a personal video, and I just think that it needs to be said. It needs to be uploaded. I need to say that I do believe in a God, because I can't honestly sit here and say that I know how I got here, and I can't necessarily say that science has the answers. I can't. And how can science have the answers to everything? They can't. They just can't. We're not bigger than science. Okay? Science is not bigger than us. Look, it just doesn't add up. Like, many people would say, oh, it doesn't add up that there's a God. Well, it doesn't add up that we know the answers to everything. I believe that I don't know what the meaning of life is. I don't know why we got here, how we got here. I don't know why the world was created and how it was created. I don't know those things. So, for that reason, I do believe in a God. If you want to call it a greater power as well, you could call it a greater power too. And I believe that God can be found in many areas, but I think one of those areas is love. I think it's the main. It's the main. Like love is an emotion, it's a feeling, but I think it comes from God. You know, I think God loved humanity, his creation, and the world around us. But we, along with Satan, have brought evil and corruption to this world. We're the ones responsible. It's so easy to blame other people, isn't it? Everything. I mean, look at Ireland, where I live right now. Look at the government in Ireland. They're so quick to blame other people. Look at the HSC scandal. Oh, he's to blame. She's to blame. I'm not responsible. Nobody wants to take responsibility in this world. And it even comes, you know, like it's the same with God. Like, people just want to blame God for everything, but they don't want to stand up and take responsibility for their own actions. I mean, if you're the head of the US military, or if you're the head of America, you're the president, and you go to war with Russia, and Russia doesn't like that, and it retaliates, and it destroys half the population of the world, and you turn around and you say, why would God allow this to happen? Well, you're the fucking one who made it happen, you motherfucker. Stupid motherfucker. Not yet. So you can't just go around blaming God for everything. You just can't. And you can't say, why would God allow it to happen? Because we're the ones, look, listen to me, we're the ones who are causing it, and we're the ones who are allowing it. It's that simple. It's not God. I don't see God walking into a high school and shooting innocent people. I don't see God sitting back and letting fucking corruption happen. I don't see that happen. I see humans shooting people. I see humans allowing corruption to happen. That's what I see. I have said a lot in Johnny Talks, but I wanted to make a final video. Like, so by the way, this is the finale of Johnny Talks. It's the final episode of Johnny Talks, and I was thinking about what kind of video I would make for the finale, and I think this is the best type of video. I wanted to make a video that everyone could relate to in a way. I think we can all relate to God. Like, I wanted to talk about the world. Like, the whole point of Johnny Talks for me was to talk about the world in which we live in. Like, I don't live in Mortal Kombat. I don't live in Outworld. I don't live in a fictional video game world. I don't live in Fortnite. I don't live in Mario. So I wanted to move away a little bit from streaming video games to talk about the real world and what's happening in this real world. And I just think one of the most universal topics that I could talk about, that everyone can relate to, is God and Satan, good and evil. It's part of all of our lives. It's part of all of our lives. Like, this isn't something that's happening in my life that I want to talk about. This isn't something that's happening in one country in the world. This is the world. Good and evil, God and Satan. This is the world. So this video, I think, is the best way to make a finale of Johnny Talks, in my view. And the reason I wanted to be so, like, kind of bold and kind of proud and kind of out there about this subject is because like, so many people are bullied and mocked. It's amazing. Ireland probably has one of the highest rates of suicide in the world, or at least in Europe anyway. We have a very high rate of suicide and mental health issues and stuff. And it's amazing then that so many people will bully so many people for believing in a God. We're all entitled to our beliefs. We're all entitled to our views, and nobody should be bullied for their beliefs. It's that simple. Fight. But it's not even that, though. This is something I want to touch upon. Like, it's not even that, though. It's not even that. It's not even that. It's so I'm just deleting my other video because this is actually my second attempt on episode 18, because it's the finale. I wanted to get it right, you know. I don't know, something about, like, like we're all looking at our phones. We're all looking at our laptop screens or computer screens, monitors. We're all looking at monitors and we're all watching TV shows and we get sucked into these worlds, whether it's a video game world or a movie world, and we're just so caught up with all of this like fantasy, you know, that when somebody mentions God, they just don't want to go there. They don't want to go there, and they want to think they have the answers to everything, and they want to just live in their little bubble, and they just don't want to go outside that bubble and talk about, you know, things that are greater than them, because they don't feel anything is greater than them. They feel like they are the greatest in the world, and they can't comprehend something that's greater than them. And I think God is obviously, you know, an example of something that is greater than you and the world you live in. I think that's why so many people just don't want to believe in God. Everything has to be answered for them. They have to know everything. They have to be part of everything. They don't want to surrender, you know, themselves to God.
It's just gonna be worse.
You know, and, yeah, I just, you know, like, like God is not cool in the 21st century. God is not cool in 2018. You know what I mean? And so many people like are turning away from God because of that. And you've got like so many atheists now. And again, I have nothing against an atheist. If you don't believe in a God, that is perfectly fine. But if you do believe in a God, that is also perfectly fine. You can't have it one way. You can't just have it one way. I mean, we live in a world of equality, right? We're supposed to have equality, right? Well then, leave somebody believe in God, just like you leave somebody not believe in God. So, I do believe in God, and I am proud. Proud of it. So, like, I don't know what else to say. I've got one viewer right now who's watching this. So yeah, I mean, whoever you are, I will tell you right now that I believe in God. And I am damn proud of it. And Satan is nothing more than a little bitch. Because let me tell you the story of God and Satan. God created this universe. Science did not create the universe, and science cannot give you the answers of the universe. God created this universe. God created this world. And God created humanity. God gave humanity free will, and he also created humanity in the likeness of God. And one little angel, one of God's angels, one of his right hand angels, Satan, well, he wasn't having any of that. He wasn't having any of that. He hated humanity. He hated the fact that they had free will, and he hated the fact that God made humanity in the likeness of God. He was quite simply jealous. He was jealous that, you know, that God was giving attention to humanity, that all the attention wasn't given to the angels and Satan. Along with other angels who agreed with Satan, rebelled against God and failed. So God expelled Satan and the angels that sided with Satan out of heaven. And again, you won't find Satan in hell. Satan does not live in hell. Satan lives on planet Earth. Satan is right beside you right now. Satan is in your heart. Satan is in your mind. Satan is everywhere. I'm not going to scare you or go deep here, but that is the reality. Because just as God represents love and all that is good in the world and the beauty of the world. Satan represents evil. Satan represents all that is wrong in the world. Satan represents all that is repulsive in this world. Satan is on planet Earth. He hates humanity. But if he ever thought that humans were stupid, you know what? I actually agree with him on that one. Because humans are stupid. They're stupid enough to sell their soul to him, knowing damn well that he hates humanity. Why would you want to sell your soul to somebody who hates you? Do you really think you're going to get the better deal? Do you really think that if you sell your soul to Satan right now, that you're going to get the best deal? Satan will grant you all the riches of the world, but will absolutely destroy you in the process. And if you don't believe in what I'm saying, take a look at Hollywood. Take a look at Hollywood. Take a look at a lot of celebrities. The first half of their life, they had everything. All the money, all the fame, all the attention. The next minute they're shaving their head and screaming at the cameramen's faces, slapping them with umbrellas. Yeah, I'm talking about Britney Spears. And now she's talking about how she found God. Look at Kanye West. Look at Kanye West. Mental breakdown. Media completely demonizing him. You will get all the riches in the world, but your entire life and soul will be destroyed as a result, because Satan takes your soul. So it's why it's called selling your soul to the devil. Now this is one of the most, I would say controversial, but it's definitely the most out there video I've made. And I have refrained from turning into an Alex Jones, David Icke type person. But look, I can't sit here and say I believe in a God if I don't say I believe in Satan. You can't believe in God and not believe in Satan. So I have no choice but to believe in this. And I do believe in it. But what I'm saying is I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to be embarrassed to say this. Like, it's not, if you believe in God, if you have faith, you can't call that a conspiracy theory. That's just something you either believe in or you don't. It's that simple. So yeah, I mean, that's the crack with that. No. So I look around in the world that I live in, and it's not easy every day of the week. But when I look at the beauty of the world, I could be, I don't know, I could be out in the countryside and the sun can be shining down on a field, and I just look at this beautiful world that we live in, and I think that's God, because God created that. Or I just look at the love and kindness inside of somebody, and that is what God represents. But when I just see the evil and repulsiveness of this world, that is Satan. That is Satan right there. So the next time something sinister happens in this world, or even something that happens within your own family, your own home, and you know the first thought in your head is to blame God, well then maybe blame Satan. Maybe blame ourselves and the world around us for allowing certain things to happen. That simple. And again, I'm not a practicing Catholic. I don't identify myself as any religion. I don't identify myself with any religion, because I'm not a fan of religion. Okay, I don't think you have to be religious to believe in a God. I know that mightn't make any sense, but you have to bear with me. God is not found in a building. God is not found in a book. Okay, and he's not the CEO of a brand. And what I mean by that, when I say he's not what I mean by God is not the CEO of a brand, is God is not Catholicism. God is not the Protestant church. God is not any religion. God is simply God. And love is love. And none of that is found in a building or a book or a brand. And I don't know. I mean, you could say what you want about it. I don't really care. I don't really care. I think when so many people are fucking covering their left eye and right eye, you know, and putting devil horns and fucking and saying fucking all hail Satan and all seeing motherfucking eyes, I'm gonna motherfucking stand here with my all speaking mouth, even though I got a sore fucking throat, nonetheless. But I would fucking say that I believe in God, the love of God, and I'm gonna call out Satan and call him a little bitch. I haven't got nothing to lose anyway, because I feel like I've been living in fucking hell for the last fucking 10 years of my life anyway, so fucking hell, do your best. Do your best. So, I've kind of said all I needed to say in this video, and I think I've said all I needed to say for now in Johnny Talks. I feel like I've touched upon a lot of issues. At the end of the day, like this YouTube channel is not Johnny Talks, it's Green Herb Gaming. So I was taking a break from Green Herb Gaming. I didn't shut down or rebrand Green Herb Gaming. I simply took a break from Green Herb Gaming. I wanted to take a break from talking about video games, and instead I wanted to talk about the real world in which I live in, the reality and what's happening in this world, and the things that kind of matter to me. It doesn't matter to me whether I get a victory royale in Fortnite. It doesn't matter to me whether I get a 10 win streak in Mortal Kombat. It doesn't really matter to me. It's a hobby of mine. So I want to take a break from Green Herb Gaming, streaming games, to talk about the real world and the things that matter to me. I've covered a lot of stuff. But I feel like if I keep on going, it's just gonna like what would be the point of me having, you know, a YouTube channel called Green Herb Gaming if I continue with this forever? I can't continue this forever. I've touched upon a lot of things, and look, this is the last video, and to be honest with you, like, some finales are pretty terrible, and I think this is pretty terrible. Not that I'm talking here about God, it's just that it's not a video that you can pretty much, like, well, I don't really plan a whole lot of my videos anyway, like, but there's nothing other, like, I can't go off anything. Like, when I'm talking about feminism, or atheism, or, you know, gender neutral, or if I'm talking about the Prophet Muhammad, or if I'm talking, like, I have something to go off. But like, when I say that I'm proud to believe in God, I'm just simply making a statement. So I'm making a statement. Like, this is the first and only video of Johnny Talks where I'm making a statement. I'm just simply saying that I believe in God, and that I'm proud to believe in God and what God represents to me, which is purely love and all that is good in the world. And I'm calling out Satan by calling him a little bitch, because that's what he is. He's a little bitch. He didn't like humans. He didn't like the fact that they had free will. He didn't like the fact that they were created in God's image. That's what I was actually trying to say, and it came out so fucking stupid. Humanity was created in God's image. What I turn around and say, humanity was created in God's likeness, which is kind of the same, but it's a lot better when you say God's image. So Satan hated that. He hated the fact that God created humans in the image of God, and that God gave humans free will. Basically just didn't like humans. It's like, if you think about it, right, you've got, like, it's like the little brother who comes into the world, or the little sister who comes into the world, and the older brother, or the older sibling, right, basically it's like the younger sibling versus the older sibling. Of course the older sibling is going to be jealous of the younger sibling, and that's basically what happened. Because let's face it, like, I mean, God might be God and Satan might be Satan, but we're not all that different. We're not all that different. Satan can be jealous. Satan can have emotions. Just like we get jealous, Satan got jealous. He got jealous of humanity. Quite honest with you, and let's say this openly with friends, and I'll say it on YouTube here, because I'm not a liar. I don't go back to my word. There's actually a lot that I agree on with Satan. If you look at the world that we live in right now, as I pointed out, it's not necessarily God, or Satan for that matter, that is primarily responsible for the wrongdoings of this world. We are. We as humans are destroying this world. We can be some fucking motherfuckers when we want to be. So, you know what, to be honest with you, there's a part of me that wouldn't blame Satan for hating humans and for hating the fact that they have free will, because look at what we're doing with our free will. But nonetheless, I do believe in God, and I believe that love is far greater than hate, and it prevails every time. No, I'm not expecting, like this video is just, look, this video is really for me. That might sound very selfish, but I don't really care what your thoughts are. And to that one motherfucker who keeps disliking my video, continue doing it, because I will continue not to give a shit. It's not going to change how I feel. It's not going to change anything. So yeah, I don't really care how people view this video. I don't really care how people look at religion. I don't really care. Because at the end of the day, you're the one worshipping celebrities. You're the one worshipping YouTubers. You're the one worshipping, video game characters or video game companies like Rockstar with Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay? So at the end of the day, like, I laugh at anyone who laughs at me for believing in God, because those people who laugh at me for believing in God are worshipping, celebrities, which is hilarious and pathetic. So I'll end the video like I always do by summarising, and how I always summarise is I look at the title of the video and basically kind of not repeat the entire content of the video, but just kind of break it down into bullet points. So the title of the video was, I am proud to believe in God, Satan is a little bitch. So in a world where so many people are turning away from God and hide the fact that they believe in a God, I am walking into the loving arms of God and will remain right beside him, he or her. And I am proud of that. I believe that Satan is pathetic. I believe that he is nothing more than a jealous little bitch. Like when so many people are pretty much looking at Satan as this cool character, this cool dude with all their curbing the left eye and right eye and the devil horns, which they describe as a rock and roll sign, but in reality it's actually devil horns. To all of those people who look at Satan as cool, I am telling you right now that Satan is nothing more than a little jealous bitch who will give you everything you want if you give him your soul, but he will therefore destroy your soul and make your life literally a living hell, no pun intended. I believe that when I look at the love inside of somebody's heart and the love that they show me, the kindness and compassion that they show me, I believe that love comes from God. I believe that the beauty of this world comes from God. Whether it's the beauty of the world's scenery or humanity's personality, I believe that comes from God. I believe that all the evil acts of this world, all the wrongdoings of this world, all the repulsiveness of this world comes from Satan. But I think, in saying that, I think primarily it comes from us as humans. Maybe it's a combination of humans and the fact that Satan has influence over humans. And I also believe that God is not allowing any of this to happen, and he is not responsible for any of the wrongdoings of this world. I think we as humanity are the cause of a lot of wrongdoings in this world, and we are allowing it to happen. And I would say to anybody watching this video, if you believe in God, be proud of it. Be proud of that fact. Oh yeah, and also, again, this is just bullet points here. For me, God is not found in a building or in a book or in an institution. God is found in your heart and in the hearts of the people around you, the hearts of humanity. I am not a Catholic. I am not a Protestant. I am not of any religious institution. I don't go to church. I don't read the Bible. But I do believe in a God, and I'm proud of it. And Satan, you can suck my cock. And the way that you've made this world, you'd fucking like it not. So thank you very much for watching. Big shout out to ProChronicsVlogz, L4 Electricity Kid, Epic Kid 23, DLA, Mindpix Gaming, Aidan Dennistein, Hamino Games, and all of my other lovely supporters. And this is the final episode of Johnny Talks. Stay tuned, if you're still watching this video, by the way. Stay tuned for some very, very exciting news regarding Green Herd Gaming.